Hey everyone, welcome to another video review. This is the Transformers Age of the Primes Voyager class Amalgamous Prime. You can see him there in front of the box. We're going to go ahead and put him off to the side real quick and take a look at that box. And yes, you can see it's a Transformers Voyager class box. Age of the Primes and Amalgamous Prime right there in Hasbro, and hey, the 13 and his little symbol. Of course, up here you have how many steps he takes to transform, and you know his robot mode and one of his alt modes. He goes on top of here. You have Amalgamous Prime and Takara Tomy. On this side, you have a close-up of Amalgamous Prime's robot mode. On this side, you have a, hey, look, there's some statues of the Primes. Hey, look, there's Amalgamous right there. On the bottom here, you have some manufacturing details and what's included in the box. And on the back here, you have some copyrights and warnings. And, hey, look, a couple product shots, including some stuff more things he can do. Of course, it comes with instructions, which are actually pretty detailed because there's a lot going on here with this guy because of the nature of him. So, Amalgamous Prime. Yeah. He is, again, he's another one of the weirdos. And again, I think that's one of the biggest things about him is how just kind of odd. You see there, he's got a very shockwavy head with the kind of, just the nano eye and the fins and everything going on there. But it's kind of very hunched over. You can see that. Mostly grays, some bits of silver and, well, not really silver, but bits of darker gray, some yellow, goldish yellow, some bits of red here and there. All this stuff. He's got this weird hunch thing. He's got the 4 arms and everything. He's got the, digitigrade feet or legs and everything. All that stuff. The digit right there and all that stuff. Oh yeah, he's got a lot going on. He is a weird guy and he looks weird, and I like that. I'm liking how he looks. Yeah, that's just the thing. He's just generally just kind of a weird guy. He's kind of technically short for a Voyager, but also he is very, he's got a lot going on. He's, despite the story, he's still got a lot of mass. And he's just plain weird, to say the least. He's just plain weird. And that works. He just works really well. He's just something odd. People have already, because nature is nature, people have already done a lot with him, like fan mode wise. But yeah, he's just generally really good. That's one of the real problem is, honestly, because of his nature, because of the whole thing, if he can come apart. Some of the pegs and little stuff are a little less tight than I like. But yeah, generally he just, he generally, again, looks really good. As reposability, again, it's also kind of weird. Head can go left and right here, and it also unseat itself really easily because it's a very shallow peg, but you can go left and right here. There's a hinge right here to go look up and down. About this much. There's also another hinge right there if you want them to look really far down, like that. Yeah, so there's that. Arms here, there's shoulders. Right here, there's a shoulder swivel right here, forward and back. There's also this hinge right here and this hinge right here, so you can adjust it. If you want all 4 arms forward, you can do that if you want. There's also a swivel right here at this arm. There's a swivel right here. You can see there's a hinge right here. There's a hinge right here, and also a hinge right here. Like a lot of hinge. And same with this thing, hinge right here, or swivel right here, hinge right here. Although, yeah, it's kind of clickety, so that can pop itself out of the joint right here. And again, swivel right there, and a hinge right there. And again, this came off. That's the biggest thing. The head itself is really the biggest frustration. You got this joint right here, which is mostly transformation, but I guess you can kind of use a backwards ab crunch, although it's going to be a little odd looking, to say the least. You have this hinge right here, or swivel, I should say, this swivel right here. There's also this very interesting joint, this right here. There's a kind of side-to-side joint right here at the waist as well, which is, lets him, kind of tilt back and forth. So that's interesting. Basically, 1 click that way, middle click, and 1 click that way. So yeah, there's 3 click points. Right here, the hips, you got forward about that far. You have back that far. You do have that falling off. Outward, you do have pretty much the splits pretty far. If we can get these arms out of the way. And outward pretty far, about that far. Yeah, that's the most annoying part, is just simply that. You do have because these are pegs, you can say there's a swivel right there. There is a hinge right here. There's also a couple click points for different modes, like a hinge right. But yeah, there's a hinge right there. There's a hinge right here, which it goes forward that far and back that far and everything. And right here, there's a ankle tilt as well. Quite a bit of ankle tilt. And he's also got big old feet. So the thing is, he can plop down and, well, he just pretty much stays there, which is nice. As for accessories, there's actually one right there in his head. Lift this up right here. Actually, pull this off. Lift this up right here. Look, there's this little, what is this called? Can't remember. It's like Yeah, push that a little bit and pull this out, and very difficult. I have to almost it's a little annoying. Spudger, save me. Getting this out is a bit of a pain. There we go. Got this thing, which is this little cog, transformation cog thing, which, yeah, nice bit of orange right there. There's also his eye. So when if he's, you know, if it's out of his head, then the head's just kind of empty. But I guess you kind of technically hold it, yeah, like that. And you can just kind of hold it like that if you want. But yeah, I prefer to just keep it in the head, because otherwise, yeah, the head's just kind of empty and just weird looking. It's kind of interesting. That's how they decided to store this one. Although it's not the only cog technically that comes with him, because yeah, there's more accessories, of course. Well, he has these things, which look kind of like giant weird eye things. Pretty much just translucent amber plastic with some silver paint. These in this mode are supposed to, well, more or less go kind of right here, plug in right here, like this. That. He also has, well, his little scythe thing. And again, mostly yellow, translucent, you know, plastic picked up with some silver paint. This is other version of his transformation cog thing, which, yeah, this is supposed to plug in right here at the end of the staff right here. He also has a gun here, a little blaster gun thing, which, yeah, is also blast effect compatible. Yeah, you can hold the gun if you want. It's a very shallow peg, but you can kind of hold it. But also, it can go plug in right here on the back of the scythe like this. And then this can go, you know, pop into his hand. So now he's holding a scythe. That's not too bad. It's just one of those things where it's like, yeah, I just wish this, you know, something different with how they handled this cog differently, just because, like, I don't like the fact that you know, if you pull, just like with Quintus, I don't like how if you pull it out, you just kind of basically have an empty void where it's supposed to go. So that's a little bit frustrating. You almost have to buy two of them just so you have one empty and one full. But yeah, that's a little frustrating. But yeah, that's pretty much accessories, and yeah, it's a pretty decent mount. This also has a peg, these pegs on the side, which you can peg hole on top and everything, which, you know, you can use those for various things. I don't think there's any real way to store this. Not really, not easily anyway. I mean, if you fold it up and maybe see if I can do something here. Fold it up and do that. Yeah, you can kind of store it on his back like that, although it's kind of sticking out. But yeah, you can fold that away, and I guess, yeah, you can turn into like a shoulder cannon thing or something. That kind of look like a gun. You can do all sorts of stuff if you want. Because, yeah, that's kind of the idea. He's supposed to be pretty out there. Yeah. As for height, if you get him in his, I guess, proper standing pose and everything, which can be exactly, what is his proper standing pose? Good question. It's like, good question. What is his proper standing pose? More or less, I guess, standing kind of like this, essentially. To the top of his head, he's about 4 7/8 inches or 12.4 centimeters. And his total weight is about 5.1 ounces, 144 grams. So yeah. Not exactly small, but not exactly big either. Also, I'm personally like to kind of have the arms just kind of, you know, kind of forward like this in general. That's kind of my preference with these twists around. I mean, yeah, it kind of exposes all the, I guess, inner, like, hollow bits, but I don't really care. I just prefer the arms all forward like that. Just kind of, I just think it looks better personally. That's just me. Of course, I just made it fall over. There we go. So yeah, that's Amalgama's robot mode. As for some comparison stuff, doing that. Here he is with his previous Power of the Prime's self, which, yeah, it came with the that Optimus Primal, the Comic-Con version. There's that. Here's the Studio Series 86 Optimus Prime. That. And here he is with all the primes minus, well, of course, Star Convoy, because again, I'm saving him for the big final shot of all 13, because yeah, we're at this point, we're at 10. There's 2 more left. well, 10, I guess 10 of the, right here, 10 not including Star Convoy, 10 of the 12 that non, yeah, so, yeah. 10 of the 12, 10 of the 12, 11 of the 13, whatever. There's 2 more, which is, I believe, Nexus and, Nexus Prime and Liege Maximo. We haven't even seen what they look like, but yeah, they'll be coming later this year. And yeah, just generally look, this is just, they look good together like this. So there you go. That's it. We'll go ahead and get him into his, well, alt modes. Alt mode. We'll just get to his first alt mode before we get to more into the nitty gritty. First, take his weapon out of his hand, take this and just go ahead and fold this staff away like that. And we'll go ahead and put that offside for now. Getting these out of the way, and also get these off the sides here, right there, like that. Now, from here, what you want to do, go ahead and do is take these bits right here and fold these down to the side like this and like that. And you want to kind of rotate these up a little bit just for later. And get those rotated. Now, from here, what you go ahead and do is get this waist piece. You want to get this rotated back a bit and rotate the waist 180 degrees like that. Now, from here, you want to go ahead and start folding this down. You want to go ahead and start folding the head and this bit down like here, and hopefully the head will actually stay on, because that's always been the problem, is just keeping the head on while folding it down. You want to fold the head away into this little cavity. You fold it as much as, curl it up as much as you can, fold away into this cavity right here, right? Then right here, you want to take this panel and open this up right here, open this up and fold this piece away right here. Fold that away like that, and then fold this around. Want this folded around so it's kind of sitting right about there. And close this. Well, make sure this. Yeah. All right. Making sure to fold that down. There we go. You got to fold this hinge down so this hinge can. Yeah, it's annoying. So then this can come down, and then this can come down right here, and then this folds down, and this folds over top, and that'll close up right there, like that. Then you go ahead and bring the waist, yeah, the waist back as much as possible. And here's these little tabs right here, which are little slots right here on each leg. So we want to bring those down right there, like that, and bring this down like that. And from there, you go ahead and spin these around 180 right here, right there, like that. And then go ahead and just collapse these kind of more or less like that. And as you can see, there's a little tab here, which is a little slot right there. Like that. See? And then right here, what you go ahead and do is bring this forward. You bring this back, and then right here, this tab will go into a little slot right up in there. So just bring it up like that. That's when you rotate that like down. And then same thing over here. Bring this forward and bring this one back, and then bring this up so this will tab in right up in there. It's supposed to. That. Then kind of bring this down like this and rotate this like that. So it's sitting like this. And then rotate this down like that, and then rotate this so it's sitting like that. And right here, bring it so it's looking like that, and then straighten that out, and then rotate this so it's sitting like here, like that. And then make sure this is down sitting like this, and then rotate it sitting like that, and then there you got, well, most of it done. From here, go ahead and kind of slide this between here a bit, and then this will peg into this little bit right here like this. Then this will, they'll just kind of, you know, sit between right there, and then these bits right here will plug into the sides right here. And with that, you have Amalgamous in one of his alt modes, which it's a thing. It sure is a thing. It's some sort of walking crab tank, frog tank. I don't know what you'd call it, but yeah, it's very much a thing. I mean, these kind of look like eyes, and that's kind of like a mouth, and yeah, it's kind of this weird, almost mechanized frog-looking thing or something. I don't know what it is. It's a tank. It's a big vehicle thing with a gun. I don't know. Whatever it is, and it's a little bit of a pain sometimes because yeah, I keep forgetting that sometimes you have to fold these round in just the right way so this can clear and everything, and you have to do it exactly the right. If you have to fold these hinges down in the right order, or else things will not clear properly. It's a little annoying. yeah, it's kind of odd to say the least. It's just a kind of a weird thing in general, but it's kind of neat, but kind of weird. It's kind of like, well, Amalgamous as a whole. In this mode, you know, you can do a little bit. I guess you can rotate these things. I guess you can, the gun, because it's not pegged in, you can rotate a little bit like this. I guess it's a turret of sorts. And also, you can't really rotate on this one just because it's, well, between these leg bits, the leg bits right here. Right here, of course, you still have this rotation and this rotation. You know, all this stuff from before, rotations and hinges. Here, there's a little more limited because this is pegged in. So you have to, you know, the rotation right here and rotation right here at the foot, I guess now, and also the hinge. So yeah, you got some stuff going on, but it's kind of just kind of a odd walking tank thing. This is very strange. It's a very strange walking tank thing, to say the least. Yeah, again, it's kind of that, it's cool but weird. So there you go. That's just one alt mode, but yeah, before I show off the other alt modes, I'll go ahead and do some comparison stuff real quick. Or actually, before I do the comparison even. Yeah, just in this mode right here, his length, total length, including the gun bits and everything, is about 6.5 inches long or 16.5 centimeters. So yeah, there you go. So yeah, doing some comparisons real quick. Here's, you know, the previous Amalgamous from Power of the Primes. Just give you an idea there. Here's the Studio Series 86 Optimus. Just to give you an idea there. And there are pretty much most of the current primes out in their well, alt modes, or in some cases one of their alt modes. What are you doing there? One of their alt modes in some cases. So that's Amalgamous's well, first alt mode, and that's the thing, isn't it? He's Amalgamous. He's supposed to have a basically infinite alt modes, and well, they can't really quite get infinite. There's several other things you can do, and there's you know, kind of also interesting. So first of all, let's get these little bits off. Those bits off right there. And then from there, we'll just start tearing them apart. Well, take these bits, yeah, take these off, take this off, take these off, take these off, and then take this off as well. Well, you got, well, parts. And yeah, it's just like the weaponizers and armorizers and all those other fossilizers, all those guys as before. All this stuff comes apart, and well, I guess you attach it to other figures, but yeah, I just want to show off some of the stuff. One of the things is that this, once you tear off all the stuff, this doesn't really do much. I guess almost see it like almost a very 80s sci-fi thing, you know, which is kind of fitting, I guess. Kind of like a flying cargo ship thing or something, which kind of looks neat as its own little thing. So there's that. But beyond that, right here, you got these bits right here, which you can use in multiple ways. Like these guys right here, you can fold these bits up right here and fold this up right here, and you can adjust the hands a little bit, and then, well, they can plug together like that. And you got this weird like car thing. You even got wheels. So yeah, you got this weird like car thing right there. You could also take these and, you know, unfold these and unfold this right here, unfold these bits and peg them together like this, and again adjust the hands to kind of point them down a bit. And now you've got, well, kind of like a little flying spaceship thing. Take these guys and put them together like so, and just tab them together like that. And then from there, well, before you tab them together entirely, take this and yeah, plug this into the center right here, and then tab these together, put it all together like this. And with that, you've got pretty much like a tank thing, I guess. Yeah, as you see, there's treads. So yeah, treads here. So yeah, now you got a tank. So you got, you know, a couple options. You know, you could then go from here. There's also other things they show, like showing off these bits right here. Like yeah, plugging one of these little eye bits in the middle, like between. Now you got something. The only thing is now it can't roll because yeah. Almost like it's like it almost feels like it's a little helper drone to put stuff in the cargo thing or whatever. That's what I'm imagining. And again, you could also do the same thing with this guy right here. You know, split it apart, and again plug in one of these guys in the middle. This thing kind of makes a little more sense just because at least it's flying, so it's not, yeah, a little bit more sense in that regard. Of course, there's also the weird thing that you could do, which they showed off, which is in the instructions as well, which is, you know, basically taking these bits and like again plugging them together like this. And this right here, there's a little peg right here when you have it all plugged together, and this can peg on top of the turret right here. That's kind of another mode in its own right. And then you can take these guys right here and just plug them onto the side. So, I guess that's another mode. And then these, I don't know what you could do with these. You know, you can do all sorts of stuff. I sometimes, you know, just take, plug them in the back like this or something. I'm not sure what they'd be, but, you know, plug them in the back like that. Do whatever with those, or, you know, bring them back over here on this thing. Now you got like two, like a tank and like, again, some flying like cargo thing or something, or a drop ship, or whatever you want to think of it as. Yeah, you got some stuff, and of course you can, you know, just all sorts of weird things you can do, essentially, you know. You just all sorts of weird things you can just plain do here with, you know, if you want to plug them, all this stuff together in different ways and whatnot. Like, I don't know. I'm just spitballing here. Something to do with those, I guess. Do something with that. Some sort of thing with this, right? Gotta be something I can do. You can do with this. We got something now. They got the wheels here and the treads in the back. You got something. I don't know. But yeah, regardless, you can do all sorts of things with this. You can do all sorts of things, you know, with this stuff, and just kind of do different configurations and whatnot. And yeah, it's kind of weird, and that's the thing. It's kind of weird, and that's because you have to deal with that. It's just the fact that it's just going to be kind of weird, no matter what. He's just a weird guy, and that's one of the things I was talking about. Yeah, we're getting into the weird primes now between him and Quintus, and to a degree even Onyx to a lesser degree, but yeah, and Acronis. They're all kind of the more weird primes. We got more of the standard ones. I was like, I have no idea what they're doing with Nexus and Liege Maximo. I know Nexus is supposed to be like the combiner guy, so I don't know what they're doing with him. They might be a repaint of someone else. I don't know. We haven't seen him what he is yet. And I don't know. I know with Liege Maximo, I know they're doing like the G2 design, but that's about it. The G2 comic design, but that's all I know. But regardless, Amalgamous is kind of cool. The thing is, the biggest problem I feel with him is just simply, well, for me personally, just simply it's annoying because like a lot of parts like pop off really easily. He's mainly the head. The head is the biggest one. Just because the way he disassembles, a lot of parts like to pop off, which is a little annoying. He's got a whole bunch of different things you can do. You can also attach, of course, I didn't show it off, but you can attach the parts to other figures and whatnot. And this for the alt mode and stuff. There's supposed to be a whole bunch of combinations you can do if you want. That's the biggest thing. His transformation is also kind of weird because of that. It's mostly, you don't actually do a lot of disassembling, at least for the base one. And of course, when you want to do the whole other stuff, you disassemble it and stuff. But yeah, it's kind of interesting what they do. I wish there's a little bit more. I wish there's more parts, not more parts, but like a little bit more ways to combine them in, you know, different ways. Because I had something like, I was like, oh, that's a bit, oh, I can't do that because it's like that's two ports or two pegs, so that doesn't come together. Stuff like that. Yeah, it's generally just it's pretty cool, but it's weird, and that's the thing. It's just like Quintus. It's kind of in that it's a weird robot and it's a weird alt mode. She's kind of a weird guy, and it's like if you're put off by just non-standard looking robots, this is not going to appeal to you. But if you just kind of are interested in just a really weird robot, you might consider this. The only thing, of course, right now is, you know, it's the new Voyager price of $43. The good news is apparently a lot of stores are still apparently selling these guys Voyagers for $35. Even the brand new is like Walmart and Target apparently still selling these guys for $35. So if you find him for $35 at Walmart or Target or something, snap him up. He's really good. I think he's really good. Unless you just really are put off by his just weirdness. I think he's a really good, kind of cool and clever, one of the more interesting primes in general. So there you go. Again, my thing is pick them up if you can find them at the old $35 price for sure. For sure at the $35 is maybe if you only just really love it at $43. Hopefully that price will be coming down or something, maybe something later and soonish. But yeah, we'll see. But yeah, generally he's really cool. I would suggest picking him up if you can. If you're I mean, I can understand also might be why you might not be so interested, particularly if the whole like he's just kind of weird. So that's it for this review. I hope you found it informative and entertaining. Hope you like, comment, and subscribe. Check out my social media down in the description and at the end of the video. Check out my Coffee, my Patreon. I shall see you next time with another video review.